My name is Elena. I am 34 years old. I am married. My husband's name is Matteo. He is 37 years old. We have been married for 12 years. We have one son named Daniel. He is 9 years old. We live on a small farm in the countryside. Our house is simple. It is made of old wood and stone. The roof is not perfect. When it rains, sometimes we hear the water on the roof all night. But I love our house. It is full of memories. Every morning I wake up early. I make bread and tea. Matteo goes to the field. Daniel helps him sometimes before school. Our farm is small, but it gives us food. We grow corn, beans, and vegetables. We also have 3 chickens and 1 old cow. We are not rich, but for many years we were happy. In the evening we sit together at the table. Daniel tells stories about school. Matteo laughs loudly. I listen and smile. In those moments, my heart feels warm. But one day, everything began to change. Our farm was not really ours. The land belonged to a rich man from the town. His name was Mr. Alvarez. For many years, he allowed small families like us to use the land. We paid a small rent every year. It was not easy, but we managed. One afternoon, Matteo came home later than usual. His face looked tired. He sat at the table and did not speak. I felt something was wrong. I asked softly, "Matteo, what happened?" He looked at the floor. Then he said,
"Mr. Alvarez came today."
My heart moved quickly. Matteo continued.
"He wants the land back."
I felt cold inside. But why? I asked. Matteo shook his head slowly.
"He wants to sell the land to a big company. They want to build houses here."
I looked around our small kitchen, the old table, the small window, the garden outside. This was our life, and suddenly it was in danger. That night I could not sleep. I listened to the wind outside. Matteo turned many times in bed. The next morning, he went to the town to speak with Mr. Alvarez. When he returned, his face was even worse.
"He gave us 3 months.
Matteo said. 3 months? I repeated.
"Yes. After that, we must leave."
Daniel was sitting near the door. He heard everything. "Leave?" he asked quietly. I looked at my son. His eyes were full of fear. I forced a smile and touched his hair. "It will be okay," I said. But inside, I did not know if it was true. The next weeks were very hard. Matteo worked more than before. He tried to find other land, but land was expensive. 3 or 4 every night, we talked about the future. Sometimes Matteo became angry.
"This is not fair,"
He said, "My father worked this land. His father too. I understood his pain. But anger could not solve the problem. One afternoon, I decided to visit Mr. Alvarez. Matteo did not like the idea. He will not listen, he said. Maybe, I answered calmly, but I want to try. The town was small but busy. I found Mr. Alvarez in his large office. The building was new and beautiful. Everything looked expensive. A woman at the desk looked at me and my simple clothes. "Do you have an appointment?" she asked. "No," I said. "I need to speak with Mr. Alvarez." She looked uncertain, but after some time she allowed me to enter. Mr. Alvarez sat behind a large desk. He looked serious and important. "Yes," he said. I spoke slowly. "Sir, my name is Elena. My family lives on the farm near the river." He nodded. "I know the farm." I took a deep breath. "My family has lived there for many years." "Yes," he said again, "but business is business." His voice was cold. "The company will pay very well for the land." I felt nervous, but I stayed calm. "Sir," I said softly, "may I ask you something?" He looked curious. "What?" "Have you ever visited our farm?" He frowned. "No, I have many properties. I cannot visit them all." I smiled gently. "Then please come one day." He looked surprised. "Why?" "Because I want you to see what you are selling." He looked at me for a long moment. Then he laughed a little. "You think a visit will change my decision?" "Maybe not," I said honestly. "But I still invite you." He thought for a moment. Finally he said, "Fine, I will come this Sunday." I thanked him and left. When I returned home, Mateo was worried. "You invited him here?" he asked. "Yes, that will not change anything." "Maybe," I said, "maybe not. But we must try." Sunday arrived. I woke up very early. I cleaned the house carefully. I prepared bread, soup, and fresh vegetables from the garden. Daniel helped me. He wanted everything to look nice. Mateo watched us quietly. Around noon, a black car arrived. It was the nicest car I had ever seen. Mr. Alvarez stepped out. He looked around the farm, the old house, the small garden, the chickens walking slowly. Daniel ran near the cow and laughed. Alvarez watched everything silently. "Welcome," I said warmly. He nodded. I showed him the field. Mateo explained how we grew the crops. "This soil is good," Mateo said. "My father taught me how to care for it." Mr. Alvarez listened but did not say much. Then we sat at the table outside. The food was simple: bread, soup, fresh vegetables. But everything was made with care. Mr. Alvarez tasted the soup. "This is good," he said. I smiled. "Thank you." Daniel talked a lot during lunch. He told stories about school and farm. At one moment he said something unexpected. "I want to live here forever." The table became quiet. Mr. Alvarez looked at Daniel. "Why?" he asked. Daniel answered simply, "Because this is our home." Those words stayed in the air. After lunch, I showed Mr. Alvarez the small tree near. "My son planted this tree 3 years ago," I said. "It grows slowly," Daniel added proudly. Alvarez touched the leaves. Then he looked at the house again. For the first time, his face looked different, not cold, not distant, just thoughtful. Before leaving, he said, "Thank you for the meal." "You are always welcome." I replied. He drove away. Matteo sighed. It was nice, he said, but it will not change business. Days passed. Nothing happened. Then one morning another letter arrived. Matteo opened it with shaking hands. His eyes moved quickly across the page. Then he looked at me with surprise. "What does it say?" I asked. Matteo read slowly. Alvarez has decided not to sell the farmland near the river. The families living there may continue using the land under the same conditions. I could not speak. Daniel jumped with joy. Matteo looked at the letter again and again. Later that week, Mr. Alvarez visited us again. This time he did not wear a formal suit. He walked slowly around the farm. Finally, he said something honest. "I have many businesses," he explained. "Many numbers, many contracts." He looked at Daniel playing near the tree. "But I had forgotten something simple." "What is that?" I asked. He answered quietly. "A place is not only land, it is also people." Matteo shook his hand with deep gratitude. After that day, things slowly improved. Mr. Alvarez visited the farm sometimes, not as a boss, but almost like a friend. Months passed. Matteo repaired the roof. Daniel's tree grew taller. Life became calm again. Sometimes I think about that difficult time. I remember the fear, the nights without sleep, the uncertainty. But I also remember something important. We did not win with money. We won with patience. We won with kindness. And maybe the little clever thinking. Life teaches us many lessons. Money can buy land, but it cannot buy a home. And sometimes a calm mind and a patient heart are stronger than great wealth. Intelligence and patience are worth more than money. When we use them with kindness, even hard hearts can change.